Hi, I'm Debbie from Dior Design and Decor. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm creating a soft and elegant floral centerpiece using a tall glass candlestick holder. This tutorial is meant for the beginner floral designer. It uses a combination of simple elements atop a tall glass candlestick. Now you may have something similar to this in your attic. I actually found mine in the thrift store. First, I secure a circular floral styrofoam to the top of the candlestick. I use a combination of E6000 for strong hold and hot glue for that instant grip. Now, once that's set, I will be covering the foam completely with green moss. I attach it with hot glue. I find that's the easiest, quickest way. It attaches real quick. It creates a real nice, lush, natural base. And, you can fill it in further a little later if you find any empty spots. But just use that glue, go all around the base, and cover it the best you can. It's kind of messy, but easy cleanup. Now, after that is done, I want to begin to add the whimsical feel because it's such a tall candlestick, and I thought the very first thing I should do is just add some trailing ivy. I used a variegated version here because there were shades of green in my candlestick holder, and I thought it just worked really well. It wasn't just a dark, heavy green. It was just very light and airy and very pretty. Now you'll notice sometimes I will poke the styrofoam with a skewer just to make a little bit of a hole so it's easier for me to push the end of the ivy in. And I always add glue to the ends of everything that I put into the styrofoam so that it doesn't fall out later. It is secured once you do that. Also, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and be able to check out some of my other DIYs. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is add another element. Not here. I was trying out some other pieces here that I thought would be pretty trailing as well, but I really didn't like the way they looked. It's always trial and error. Try it, and if you don't like it, don't use it. But I want you all to see as a beginner that you will want to try out different ideas. And then, yep, scrap it. You don't have to use it. But I did like my next piece. So this is like a filler, but it's also much more heavy duty and it stands out more than trailing down. I wanted to add a little bit of dimension. I wanted to, create that natural, fresh element of the greens, but I also wanted to begin to build that base. So I've got the trailing ivy, and now I'm building the base. And as you notice, I want it to look really nice from all angles. This is the kind of floral that you could put as a centerpiece on your table, and you want it to look nice wherever anyone is sitting. It's also a beautiful piece for a foyer. So I just added enough of those to give it the same amount of height, because I will be going higher a little bit later with what we call a line floral. But right now, I am just continuing with some greens. Now around that base, I decided to tuck in some lamb's ear. I wanted that silvery, velvety texture. And again, it's picking up another shade of green from my glass candlestick holder, which is now turned into a floral base. I absolutely love the shade. Adding lots of glue. And you'll see here that I am now adding a little more of the moss up top. And I wanted to get that in before I started to add my focal flowers. Okay, so we're moving on to the line florals. You notice a line floral is a floral that grows upward in a straight line. Obviously, you can bend them and make them work within your arrangement, your design, whatever you choose to do. But these line florals are bringing more height to the piece. They're very delicate, they're very wispy, and I think that it gives the piece a light and airy elegance. Just keep working with those line florals, creating that vertical emphasis, and you're beginning to notice that I am defining the shape of the arrangement at this point. It's being lifted. All right, next up I'm using what we call our focal flowers. Now this is the main flower that will attract the attention. And I chose a very soft, pale pink peony. Say that 3 times fast. Pale pink peony. Now I'm nestling them in low, and you'll notice that I'm making sure that all of the sides are evenly covered. I don't use too many of them. Usually when I'm working with a focal flower, it'll probably be like 3, 5, or 7. But because these are such large blooms, I'll only use about 5 of them here. But I want to just make sure that you can see those peonies from every angle. I think pink peonies are one of my favorite flowers, especially for spring. Now I'm going back to the lamb's ears because I'm feeling that I need to fill in a little bit more now that I have the peonies in place. Making sure that that back side is filled. There we go. Looking pretty from every angle. I'm loving how this is coming out. It's so soft and so elegant. You'll notice here I'm popping in a few more lamb's ear and tall sprigs. Just a couple of more lamb's ears over there. There we go. You can see why I did that. It's continuing to bring the height up and filling that space in at the back. So feel free to play around as you're learning. Practice is the best way. And we're adding another one of those line florals. Just keep adding and adding. I also use something called a filler flower. They will add a little more volume to your piece and a little more texture. And it's easy to use those filler flowers to fill in any holes in the arrangement. So sometimes I'll wait towards the end to do those filler flowers. You know, it's easy to see the spots that they're needed. They're usually just a little delicate floral, like a baby's breath, or very small, colorful flowers. But here I did use just white. I wanted those pink peonies to be center stage. Thanks for watching.